Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rust Belt Rebuild, where we are getting back on the Camaro. So what I've been doing here is, it doesn't make for real good riveting content to just sit here and watch me sand. But this half of the car is basically done. I did have to put some filler in here. This is where the antenna used to go. I put some short strand in there and then just some lightweight on top of that. We're getting that just scuffed up here. I haven't started on the other side yet, but what I plan on doing is get the tub into paint, or at least into primer. I haven't decided if I'm going to jam it and then put everything on and paint the whole car at once, or if I'm just going to paint the tub and then paint all the other parts. But I did order a paint booth or spray booth or whatever you want to call it, one of them blow up ones from Temu. So I'm pretty interested to try that just to see how it works. Basically done for today. Well, for now anyways, because I've got a birthday party. I'm gonna have to go and do birthday things. See you in a little bit. All right, we're back. It's another day. It's still dark out, but we're back in the garage. I'm gonna continue on this. We still need to get the whole other side prepped. And I was just kind of looking over my work from yesterday, and I was kind of in a rush because we had other things going on, and I didn't get back out here last night, mainly because I just didn't want to get dirty and I'm lazy. But I was looking over the quarter, and we're still not done with that quarter. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you can see it or not, and I probably shouldn't be touching this with my hands, but we're going to have to wash her down anyways. But I still have all of these cracks in this old primer. So we didn't get good adhesion on this last paint job. So we need to sand this out, because that will just inevitably show up in our paint later. This was our patch job. That turned out good. She's all hardened up, blocked out. Looks fine. But I don't know what we're gonna need to do here. But this ain't gonna work. I can even feel this with my fingernail. So I'm gonna sand on that a little bit more, and then we'll move on to the other side. Should really get a different air hose. This thing is stiff. Well, it is currently 12:15. Been out here since before the sun was up, but we're ready for primer. We need to wash it yet, and I decided to keep this hatch. To heck with it. Got these finished out, and this is all good to go, both sides. This side was way better than the other. She's flat. We definitely have a lot of washing to do, but that is to come at a different day, because we're done. I need to get ready for work tomorrow and next week. So I'll catch you out here the next night. I'll catch you out here then, I guess. Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to the garage. It's the next day. After another day and another day and another day. It's been a couple days, I'll be honest. The motivation level is just... can't make it happen. Anyways, our next step is to get this thing basically on the ground. But before we do that, so we have to get this header changed out that leaks really bad. It's really hard to say. Talking's hard. Anyways, this one that's down there, she leaks up here real bad. So we're gonna get that pulled out and we'll get this one chucked in there. All right, we got her in. I didn't even make up any new swear words. But she's in there. Doesn't look terrible. I made sure I stripped the bolts. So that's good. But now, before we drop it down even still yet, I'm gonna get the mid pipe on it. That's not gonna happen tonight. I'm calling it a night. Yes, it is still light outside, but got other things I need to take care of. We'll see you out here this weekend. Hopefully we can spray some primer. That would be cool. See you this weekend. Am I pretty? Never have been. Anyways, here we are. I spent the morning cleaning because you couldn't even walk in here. So I've got it so we can at least move about. I got my mid pipe out that I've had for 20 years and legitimately deteriorating because it's just been sitting. Pink Pony Club, something something in the Pink Pony Club, something something something. What we're fighting with is getting that, clearing this cross piece, whatever you, track bar, whatever you want to call it. A fight. I got it in there. Took that heat shield out that is over the gas tank. Snapped every bolt, so that'll be fun to put back up in there. I had to cut the mount off to get it over the rear axle. I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to get these in and out without doing that, so I'm going to take and snip this off with the bandsaw here and then get it kind of hung up in there, like not tight, but with friction, so I can get the mount welded back on. And I think that'll basically be it for today. All right. After a little more than a year, we're ready to get this off of the jack stand. Got the exhaust buttoned up. She's ready to back out. We need to get it washed. I'm really still shooting for spray and primer tomorrow. Let's get this down on the ground so we can get her washed up and continue our prep. Now we're simply just going to wash it with our Scotch-Brite, make sure everything is scuffed, and then we'll go back over it with a rag and then just rinse it all down. We'll be done. cleaned up, everything should be good to go. Any kind of loose dust particle, dirt particle should basically be stuck right where it is with the water. So what we need to do now is basically make ourselves a spray booth. How we're going to do that is we're just going to hang plastic up around here and, I don't know, tape it to the cabinet or something to keep it out of the way. All right, let's take a look at the booth. The booth. So as you saw, I just went around and just stapled it up. We'll get it better tomorrow morning when we get out here. Like, the primer's in this cabinet, so I need to be able to get it, but we'll staple this back over here. We'll get that. We're not really shooting anything in the front of the car, so what we need to do is basically just get this area, and we've got her. So we need to get everything taped off. We'll just let everything dry out tonight, but tomorrow we'll come out here and we'll get everything masked, and then we'll shoot our primer. This windshield really needs to get replaced. I do know that there is still some funny area right here, so that's going to need a little bit of work yet. But that's going to be it for tonight. See you guys in the morning. We'll get this thing shot into primer. Good morning. Sun's just coming up. We're out here. We're going to get this thing in primer today. It's cold. It's pretty cold in here. We've got the heater going. I apologize for that. I'm sure you can hear it since you're right below it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it really warm in here so I can crack that door, and I've got this fan that I'll use to try to extract the fume. Haven't been up real long, so I'm a little lethargic. But we need to start by getting this thing taped off. Everything that we don't want primer or paint on has got to be covered. So I'm going to kind of lift this up. We have to get our primer out. We'll get that brought out here, finish up our booth, and then we'll basically just go from there. All right, our masking is done. We're about ready to spray. I've got all the cars moved. So this is wax and grease remover. I've got it labeled with a Sharpie because, well, the label fell off. Now I touch that and it's gone. But I'm going to use 2 rags. This is going to get all of the grease. If I touched it with my hands anywhere, it'll take all of that off. You're basically wiping it on and wiping it off is really what it is. But after the washing and everything that we did, we want to make sure we get good adhesion of our primer. So go over this, take a little bit of time, don't rush through it. Get into all those little nooks and crannies. and get her cleaned off. See that right there? I mean, we're already taking more stuff off than we washed off, so it's a step you definitely want to do. So here's the setup. We got her taped up, and I grabbed what these are. They're just tire covers for like an RV. I got that idea off of Dalton from Pole Barn Garage. And I was like, they're like $11. Who cares? Paint them. They'll work for multiple vehicles. When they get too bad, just throw them away, buy new ones. But we've got everything cleaned. Everything's taped up. Here's our water separator. It's just hanging there. And I've got a vent sitting right outside of this door. It's really hot in here, by the way. So I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. And then we'll set that down right like that. So that'll be drawing air out. We'll use that hose for spraying. This is, like I said, just primer, so I'm not real worried about it. But we're about ready. It's time to mix. I'm over here. This is my gun cleaner. This is the gun I'll be using here. This is a cheapo Temu LVLP spray gun. And then I've got the adapter here that'll go on to the Spectrum stuff that you can get from Harbor Freight. Now keep in mind, none of this is sponsored. I've never used this gun. I have no idea if it's any good. That little water catch thing that also came from Harbor Freight. Those things have gotten expensive. Holy moly. But we've got our disposable cups that we can use. And here's a gigantic fly on the primer. The primer color is buff. It was quite separated, so I mixed it for half hour, 45 minutes, but we're basically to the point. I'm gonna go kick that fan on, then we'll get some product mixed up here and get to spraying. One other thing is I've got a mask direct from Temu as well. You definitely want a mask when you're playing with this stuff. It's horrible for you. Now, if you've ever had a respirator fit test, you'll know that this just doesn't fly. The upside with that is I am not governed by anybody here. So, at least I'm trying. So, right there. Kapow. You get the little tickler. I don't know if you could understand that, but I got a little tickler. Anyways, I'm going to go out. I'm going to fire that fan up to make sure it doesn't suck all the plastic in. And we actually have enough air movement. And then we'll start spraying. Well, if my face hair looks weird, it's because of that mask, but things I found out. LVLP gun, don't use that shooting primer. If we have to do that again, we're going to break out the HVLP, and I'm actually going to go get one because I don't want to use the good gun that I have to shoot primer. But it made it so it's kind of textured. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Man, it's like dry already. But She didn't lay down real good, but that's okay. It'll just make us block the whole thing for sure. But we've got her all in buff. I have the gun cleaned up. That's basically all we're gonna do now, and throughout the week we'll be in here blocking it. Boy, that's an ugly color. But anyways, we accomplished it. We learned things. Don't use LVLP guns for primer. I don't know what they're for, but they're certainly not for this. The booth thing worked pretty good. There is some smell in here, but I mean, we just shot, better than a quart of primer, so there should be some kind of smell. But anyways, that's going to be it for this episode of Rust Belt Rebuilds. Come back next time, and we'll get some color on this thing. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.